Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is PZSniXSniPe here, and today I'm just going to be demonstrating how to execute a one rack expand against Protoss, and I'll also be talking a little bit about reacting to what you see your opponent, the Protoss player, being do. So, first things first, this build is not that great on certain maps, I would say. One map in particular is probably Metalopolis. As you know, Metalopolis is pretty open, clear, and natural. So I would say you might not want to do it on a map like that. On a map like Intome, I think it's Intome Valley, I don't know. This map is perfectly fine because your natural is easily defendable and your main is also as well. But anyways, the build is just pretty standard. You open up 10 Depot, 12 racks. And about the wall, you don't have to do a wall off if you don't want. The reason why I do the wall off is just so I can deny the scouting. On a map like on this, it takes them a while to get to your base, so I just usually start the depot after the barracks. But if you want to make sure they don't get vision, you can just hold the SCV building the barracks for just like a second, then build a depot, then go back to the barracks. That way when the opponent gets to your base, they won't be able to get inside. And what that could tell them is either that you're just doing like maybe some type of gas base build, maybe a 1-on-1, or you're just expanding your base. So it's up to the Protoss player to basically determine how to react to that. Let's see. Yeah, also, when you scout your opponent's base, it's really important to see what they have. If they two assimilators, no assimilators, or just one. The next important thing to take note of is how much energy is on their chrono, or for the Nexus, and what they're chrono boosting. If they're not chrono boosting their gateway, and they're just strictly chrono boosting this, and you see that they have some stockpiled energy, that should tell you that they're probably doing some type of timing attack, whether it's a 3-gate Stargate, a 4-gate, or even just a 3-gate Robo or something, you know. Also on this build, you might want to start your bunker right about when your 3rd Marine's done, or close to it. Just because once they get a stalker out, they can easily harass your Marines, because you know stalkers outrange Marines and they're also faster. And so right now, I see he doesn't have that much energy on this, but he also has a second assimilator. And at the same time, he's not he didn't chrono boost this, or I didn't see a chrono boost. So I should be aware that he's expanding. The timing for an expansion for 2 assimilators is about 4:30, somewhere around there. If he was going for a 1-gate expand, it'd probably be a little bit faster than 4 minutes. And the thing to know about, I see he has 2 assimilators and he's expanding. He's probably either going to go for a 3-gate Robo with Colossus type player. Otherwise, he could go for double forge with upgrades and Starport tech, but I mean, you have to find out that later on when you scan. When you're scanning, you want to try to get, like, if you didn't scout the natural, you definitely want to scan like between the bases. Like, so the best spot to scan would probably be like right over here, probably over here. That way I'll see if he has the Nexus, and then I'll be able to see if he has the tech. So right now, also as for the build, you're going to get 2 barracks once you hit 300 minerals, and then you're going to get 2 refineries after the barracks. I like to get my barracks before my refineries just so I have Marines in case they 4-gate me, or if I misread their build, they're doing something, or some really aggressive attack. If I saw a lot of energy like up to here, when he had 2 assimilators, I would know he's either doing a 3-gate Stargate, Blink Stalkers, or maybe even a DT expand, but DT expands are really easy to stop. If he was doing a 3-gate Stargate, or if he had 2 simulators and he had that much energy, how I would react is probably I would have thrown down 4 barracks. 4 barracks will crush any 3-gate Stargate, like, super easy. All you need is 1 bunker and a bunch of Marines. And also an important thing to note is be aware of the map that you're playing on, like places he can take advantage of. I would say you should have vision over here, so if you know if he places a proxy pile and tries to get DTs in your base, or if he just wants to work in units, or if he just wants to use void rays to get vision so he can work in stuff here, or if he just wants to do some type of pin play that relies on your outputs of your base. So you should be aware of things like that. Have a Marine over here patrolling, have a Marine over here patrolling, because these are the 2 weakest points of your base. And also for the build, after you get your 3 barracks and your 2 refineries, you're going to get 1 Techlab, just 1, because you want to get Stimpack. And then with those 3 barracks, you're just going to be building Marines for a while. The only time I start building Marauders is after I have my factory done and my 2 add-ons started. I start my 2 add-ons after my factory, and And once I have my my factory being started, I'll take a third gas. You don't really need a fourth gas because you really need to focus on minerals because this build is pretty much heavy minerals. The only thing you need gas for is upgrades and also your flying heal buses, Medivacs. So as you can see, I'm getting Stimpack and combat shields first because well, I don't know. I mean, I would say I should have gone concussive before combat shields.
Ready.
It's okay. It really doesn't matter. I'm not poking him or anything, so it's fine. Combat shield is probably better for defending, anyways. Also, earlier on, I know I killed a stalker out here because I sent like 8 Marines. You should try to take advantage of that. When Protoss players leave their units out just to see if you move out or anything because they don't know what you're doing. Sometimes they will be sloppy, and you'll be able to pull 8 Marines and just walk it up as close as possible to the stalker before they realize and start moving away. And then it'll be too late. You can just snipe that stalker, or even 2. Also, the timing for my Medivacs. The attack should hit about 10 minutes or before. Just because this map is cross spawn and it's pretty far, honestly. So, there's 2 options you can do on this. You could either do a double drop, one over here, and then try to pull units into the front to pick off more probes in the front, because this army's going to be split over here and over here taking care of the drops. Or you can just try to run in to see if you can poke him damage because you're hitting a timing where maybe he doesn't have Colossus, maybe he doesn't have charge yet, or something. And also the factory is already moving here. With the factory, if he had taken a third, I could easily block it over here, as we've seen Marines do or something. You could also use that factory to block the Zealots. Like, maybe he's trying to push out, so I'll put a factory right here, and I'll keep my units behind. And I'll use that factory to avoid his Zealots. Like, I'll just go around it, or I'll even just use it just to block him. Right now, you see that... I know I saw a Colossus, that's why I pulled back. But, as you can see, I'm not just running up there trying to kill him. I'm just going to run a little bit forward and run back. What I'm trying to do at that point is I'm trying to get his... If I don't want to waste a scan, I'm trying to get a good idea of what he has. I'm trying to poke in just to see what he has. Maybe force fields or 2. And then I'll just pull back and just see what I can do from there. So right now you see I'm just going to react with 2 drops. This drop right here is going to the wrong spot. I know, I'm pretty sure I should have realized there's an observer because he has Colossus, obviously. So you can see there's 2 Colossus over here already. Well, I dropped, I'm going to drop right here, but I think I should drop right here. This drop is big though. This drop is dropping down. So here's the this drop, and this drop. If I'm already putting so many probes, it's not really reacting that well. Now honestly, he's probably lost more than he's lost Stalker. He's lost 17 probes. At this point in the game, Terran you should be really far ahead. Look at the supply. I have better economy. I might not have much units, definitely. I might not have enough Vikings even. Yeah. Also, the way to transition out of this, from that early pressure, you can decide maybe you want to go more aggressive, so you'll build 2 more barracks, so you'll have 5 barracks in the starport. Maybe you want to get your 3rd up before you start adding on more infrastructure. What I did is I went ahead and just went double eBay with armory and then added 2 more barracks. So I'm going to be going for a really, really aggressive mid-game. Like, I want to punish him before he... Like, because late game, honestly, Protoss is really hard to deal with. You have Templars, you have Colossus, you have Archons. You don't want the Protoss get a really, really good, like, high-tech army with upgrades. That's one of the things that he's making the mistake of. He's not really getting those upgrades. Usually you'd expect the Protoss player to be way ahead of upgrades. And, I do agree, though, that he's trying to expand, because he knows he lost a shitload of probes, so he's trying to get a 3rd up and come back to the game. But, since I'm going really aggressive, that's, like, that's not really good for him, though. Because I went 5 racks, Starport, double upgrades, armory, I'm getting ship weapons. This is how you should react. Or at least one of the ways you should react. If I wanted to, I could have just taken a faster 3rd, maybe even taken a greedy 4th, because I know I killed so many probes. 19 more, 15 out of 50. That's almost 1,000. That is really, really, really long. Even considering I have meals, I have more harvesters right now. So right now, I just took up the observer. Like, you have to be aware of the observer, or, you know, if you can't be aware of it or not, it doesn't really matter. It just gives them vision. I've already sniped it. Now I can move my army freely wherever I want, but he already built another one. And luckily for me, I was able to find this 3rd. This is not how you do it. This is why, as a Terran player, when you play Protoss, there's 2 things. refinement, like, that was kind of funny. It's not expensive, but if I can get him to come try to fight me over here, then I can just create a big conclave, just like force his units to the front to be only the ones attacking. Right now, all he has is Colossus ready to worry about for range. Because Zealots will be stuck behind one another doing nothing. Zealots with charge lots will go through battle units pretty well with their like sentries and stuff. It's a pretty good close to it. This is a lot of back here. See how I if I was going for all inside play, I would probably got the second Starport. So basically, when you're playing standard as Terran, if I'm not reacting to Barracks, Refineries, you have map control for that certain amount of time. You have the ability to not his there, the ability to drop on him, see if you can find some weak points. And drops are pretty good, but against most good Protoss players, sorry, they would have probably had some stalkers and stuff over here, and then maybe some units from the front. So it's really hard to be aggressive. In cases like that, what you should do is you should probably wait for when the Protoss makes it out. That's when you go for the drops. Deny observers as much as possible. Save scans. Whatever. People get mad. It's okay. So yeah, so at this point, I'm ahead on upgrades. My tech is going really well. That's why 3 racks, 1 racks expand is really good. You're not going to be behind on tech. You're not going to be behind on unit composition. The only time in the game that you have to worry about is like after they start building up a decent amount of Colossus. So yeah, like I said, once you get those 2 Medivacs in your first group of units, you should either decide whether you want to drop on them. Maybe you want to do a triple attack. You want to drop over here, and push through the front. Or maybe you just want to charge through the front with that factory. Like I said, the factory is really important early on because you can block them. But also the thing to note about the factory is you'll probably lose it. So make sure you get your armory up. That's really important because if you don't get your upgrades on par with the Protoss, they have 3 armor, one attack, and you only have 1 upgraded. That's pretty bad on your part because like Marines, they only do what 7 damage with +1 upgrades. Zealots have a natural 1 armor. So imagine that Zealot had 3. It would have 4 armor total plus Guardian Shield. That'd be 6 armor. That means my Marines only do 1 damage. That's why it's important to be aware of like your structures. Like don't lose that factory, and if you know you're gonna lose that factory, throw down another Starport even if you want to. If they're going Colossus, throw down your armory. That's probably the biggest thing. Like I said, I didn't have to react that way, going more aggressive. I was ahead. So when you're ahead, you should just get more ahead, as they say. So I could have taken that 3rd instead. Again, like heavy bio units and stuff. I could have taken a 4th maybe if I wanted to be really greedy. Right then and there, like I said, I had control. I had Medivacs. If he tried to push out, I would have just dropped on his base with like my entire army or something. Or maybe I had a big enough army at that point I could just catch his army off guard. So yeah, this is just one of the ways how to play 3 racks or 1 racks expand. I'm probably gonna make a couple more videos detailing how to hold off like Protoss cheese, like 3-gate Stargate. Blink Stalkers is probably the hardest all-in to stop when you 1 racks expand. 4-gate's pretty easy to stop. 6-gate's kind of easy to stop. All of those, yeah. Then I'll also probably make a couple of videos like showing 1 racks expand against Terran, against Zerg. So if you like what you see, please do subscribe and like the video. If you have any questions or comment, feel free to post it in the comments section below. I do have the build order description in the comment or the description area. So if you have any questions on how to follow the build, then just go check that out. Thanks for watching, guys. This is PZSniXSniPe, and see you guys later.